Elsewhere, Nigeria's Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Nkiruka Onyejiocha, says that President Bola Tinubu remains committed to review the minimum wage after 3 years. She further stated that the current minimum wage will undergo a review in less than 2 years. The minister also spoke in Umuahia during a briefing after meeting with Labour leaders in Abia. Minister also emphasized that President Tinubu is deeply committed to the welfare of workers and is determined to fulfill every promise made to them. Rise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss this plan and the need for a wage system that will be consonant with Nigeria's cost of living indices. Mr. Sobowale, it's good to have you as always.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Sobowale, TGIF.
All right, so this review less than 2 years, what does this say of government's commitment to workers' welfare? Initially, it was to be a 3-year scenario.
Well, it shows a deep commitment, and I wish government well in that regard. But what it shows, and what the minister is trying to say, is that it is work in progress. It's continuous business. And you see, the way the world is going now, with Donald Trump in office, and you see, you have an era of supply-side economics, which means, you know, they will cut taxes, you get me, to stimulate production from the producers, in the hope that the dividends of that will trickle down, and then it will trickle up to the middle class, and then purchasing power will be increased. My advice to the labor union leaders is to, as much as possible, avoid the use of strike to put their views through, but to cultivate government in whatever way and form, so that it is able to elicit, to get whatever it wants from government. I mean, its primary role is to make the standard of living for workers better and their working conditions to improve. You cannot do that by antagonizing government. Not that we'll be playing second fiddle to government on any or most issues. You know, let it assert its integrity and its independence of opinion and how to go about things, and earn the respect of those on the other side, that's government side, that it knows its onions and it can fight with dignity for workers. Let's leave it at that for now.
Well, several states have adjusted the minimum wage upward, with some going as high as 85,000 naira, even here in Lagos, but some sticking to the stipulated 70,000. What does this inconsistency tell us about the capacity of states to implement wage policies, and doesn't it risk further deepening of inequality among workers across the country?
You have two questions at the same time. The first one is we are a federation. Get me? 36 states, and our resources are not equal. Even though when we distribute revenue, we use equality, but our resources are not equal. Lagos State is far richer than most states. That's increased its own. My own argument is that there is no state that should not be able to afford it. If it cannot afford it, it means it is not doing its internally generated revenue quite well and diligently and truthfully. So the disparity is bound to come, because we are a nation of so many climatic and economic zones. And you see, the resources available are different. In a federation, you see, in Federal Republic of Germany, when I was there, before the unification of Germany, some states in Germany don't take from the common purse. They contribute to it. Hamburg, the city-state of Hamburg, that's oil, that's a big pot. It contributes to the national coffers. Lagos could do that, although I know the governor will struggle with that. But you see, some states can help out others. But no state should say it cannot afford it. Okay? Every state should be able to afford it. And those who can do more, can do more. So, and see, what is needed is for us to make our national cake bigger. And I think this government is already doing that. See what I just heard now. The currency swap with China. It He's asking for it to be increased from 2 billion. And then the aid to Africa, 50 billion. I know the Chinese, they don't give free lunch. They will get their money back. But we have resources. Yeah. If we manage our resources well, if we diversify our basis of revenue, if you look for foreign partners other than these IMF people that will cripple our economy and starve our people, if you allow them, if you diversify our base, I think we'll be able to increase the purchasing power of our people, which is then the product of any economic philosophy or strategy.
Definitely.
Indeed, Mr. Sobowale, and diversification has been the usual rhetoric for a long time now, over time. You know, so in other news, can we ever have a wage system synonymous with the cost of living indices, especially in an area of an atmosphere of uncertainty? We have high inflationary trends every now and then. Perhaps that could have even prompted some of this consideration of reviewing this wage, minimum wage, less than the 3-year being advocated earlier.
You have a very economic question. We can, if I want to be utopian, we can afford it. If the economic cycle is in a boom, it's in a boom and we manage our resources well, of course. We have had booms before. There was a time in this country when the leadership said, the problem is not money, but how to spend it. And then they say the legacies are there. That was when we built all these wide bridges. See Lagos and so on, those roads. Yes. When we have economic boom, we can have it. But if you have to be realistic, see the way we are now. You get me? We have insurrection, we have insurgency, we have insecurity. Our farms, farmers cannot go to farms. You have food problem right now.
True.
You get me? You have insecurity problem. You have to secure our environment first before we can think of our stomach. You have to be alive before you eat anything. Yeah. So that's it. But it's not as if you cannot match the, you cannot make the wage to match the inflation rate or the running cost of a standard of living. This is possible. But in situations such as the one in which we are now, we must tailor our resources according to our, quote, according to our needs. And we need to monitor our sources of revenue and diversify, look for new sources of revenue. And like I discussed yesterday, like the Minister of Finance, you see, the budget, they should release funds. If you don't release funds, especially capital budget, now they have said they are doing it in closed session, which is okay. I don't mind them doing it in closed session. If they have a productive,
as long as we see the
positive outcome.
That's right. Let us disburse the funds as at when due, so that people can benefit and enjoy public goods, which are infrastructure, schools, hospitals, roads, and so on. Yes, can do it. Sam?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Sobowale. We, of course, always love having you here on Newsday. Have a great weekend.